Today's about like separating silver from bronze and how to think about our next part of our career and what this looks like, but also not forgetting that you need guidance and assistance. So this part where you start taking the floor, I think needs the most guidance because it's scary and there's like, oh, you're out of the program, but good luck. So having mentors specifically for you in this part of your career and how you then excel to the next levels
Classic
of
level.
that.
Yeah.
Classic
Getting
level.
to the
And
next
then,
phase.
so opening some communication on that and what that looks like. Weekly, having a mentor in-house specifically for you as well. And there was something else.
Well,
for today.
firstly, thanks for all of you, because people out there too who are not here who are silvers. All the number of princesses that you have done.
Right. I totally forgot that.
Over 900 so far.
I'm so smarty.
No, you're not. You come in and do your thing. You're working.
And I don't know, there's a
Do you want
lot.
the total number?
9 something, right? 900?
905.
Yeah.
That's total princesses. 905. That's insane to me.
Kept you all hustling. You were moving. Some of you didn't see the back room for 2 months.
So 905. So
Congratulations and thank you.
that's a lot.
That's a lot. I knew we had done over 800, but I didn't know it was like almost 1,000.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it break it down how many people did what?
Yes, yours, you did 77. Christy, you did 30. So that was just Saturdays, wasn't it? There was,
I think so.
yeah, that was like one day a week. You did 30. Yeah, that's, wow.
Impacting the lives of those little princesses.
Yeah.
Their self-esteem and make them feel good about themselves and feel pretty and treated like a woman should always be treated, like a princess. All women should be princesses. So
Wow.
thanks.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And that gave them, all of them, a new level of training that never existed before, because they all had to adapt. Because you didn't only have the guest, you had the guest's family hovering around you and siblings, and it was a lot to deal with that. So.
I'll never forget the one time I had a family of 8 in here. And I worked on their kids for 5 hours.
Yeah, the whole family.
Yeah.
So it created a lot of conversations about us and who we are and our culture. So it was good for everyone. Yeah, so thanks.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I'm just sitting on that for a second.
Yeah, so now we're in this space of where the silver level, moving the silver, giving the support and everything that the silver level that you all need to get to that next place, to get to that next graduation point, the classic level. So, working on your timing, your speed, your technicals, what you need support with in the technical areas, finding out where you're strong and where you're weak, and giving you that level of support and feedback to have you get to the next place.
So we've created like a tool for communication that is a form that opens lines of communication for you to evaluate yourself, and also for a mentor to kind of give you feedback weekly on all areas, both as an employee, as a stylist, as customer service. So it's kind of rated in all different areas, but it's to open that communication for you to continue to get feedback. Why is my service per guest not where it's supposed to be? Why do I not have the retail per guest that I need? Why am I not pre-booking? What's happening there? So, so that's what this form is about, is for open lines of communication, for it to be easy to get feedback instead of it being personal. It's not personal except for your personal success. Does that make sense? So, so that's where we're moving to. And as a silver stylist, often you're not taking classes. You can perform all basic services. You are pre-booking, or you're taking guests on floor days. But now what? And so that's where this is going to open those lines of communication. So these are the forms that we're talking about, and it goes over like you're rated on a scale of 1 to 10, and it's something that you will fill out on yourself, and then a mentor will fill out on you, and you will do that weekly, kind of reviewing where you are.
Oh, we did this like 2 years ago.
But we're going to do it weekly.
Okay.
We're going to move to a weekly basis where you have a mentor, and your mentor is going to rotate so that you get feedback from all different specialties of stylists, because we all, as you know, you've worked with all of us, are a little different. So it's going to give you feedback and observations in areas that if I was the only one giving you feedback, I might miss, because I can only observe so much or see the things that I see. So it's going to give you different perspectives to be the most well-rounded stylist. So our plan is to start them rotating monthly. So you'll have a stylist that's mentoring you for a month, and then using this form, and then you'll move to the next stylist, and they'll so we'll work the kinks out. That may go longer, that may go shorter. We're just going to see how that works, but giving you an opportunity to have that tool.
And this is for silver stylists, so that is Hannah, Christy, Sam M, Valoose, Jennifer C. You're both Jennifer C. Jennifer C-R-U-Z, and that's C-A-R-T-E-R. That's our silvers right now, right? That's that group. So also this is for the mentors themselves. So this is for you if you're a mentor to one of these stylists as well. That's the purpose of us recording this, so everybody gets to see this and knows what this is about, what it's for, why we're doing it, so that there's not just this limbo land of what's next, and you just kind of flounder. So we're putting a little direction towards it so you can go to the next level to become a classic level stylist.
So when you look at that at first glance, do you have questions? Is there something that stands out where you go, what do they expect of me here?
We're gonna have you fill it out now anyway, so you'll get a chance to.
So take a look at the second page is not a 1 to 10. The second page is your numbers or the stylist that you are, if you still assist or a co-stylist. So that's what the numbers at the top are. They're either your numbers, or if you're still in the limbo land of back and forth, then your stylist numbers. But if they're your stylist numbers, then learning how to track those numbers every week will be the first start. Then from tracking those numbers, it's going to be then, what is your part to create those numbers? And then as a stylist, it's my responsibility to create these numbers. So if you don't know what those numbers are, we need to kind of take a step back and discuss that, because it's service per guest, retail per guest, pre-book percentage. Are those ones, am I missing one? Was there a fourth measure up there?
Referrals.
And referrals.
Right.
I knew there was a fourth thing at the top. So, so tracking those, and then if you look, it's kind of open-ended questions. What do I do really well? What's not so well right now, and what do I need help on? So that's going to allow you to ask for help in an area. As Rob said, the what's going well doesn't have to be just what's going well, like behind the chair. It can be other things, because also sometimes what's not going well outside of here affects what's not going well inside of here. Does that make sense? So those things matter. It's a whole person, not just who you are as a stylist. It's making sure that we're helping you well-rounded and kind of just aware that's happening, so that we can support whatever that looks like. So that area is not a 1 to 10. That's more of a open-ended, which your mentors will be filling out as well.
So why don't you go ahead and fill those out now, but based on whatever you have, because I want to flush out any questions that come up about it, so we can get those cleared up for everyone,
grabbed too many
so you can be
beads.
able to teach this to anybody else too.
Jennifer C. Christy.
Christy, Krista,
Yeah.
Carissa.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and only one David. So I'm filling this out like myself, like
Yeah,
it's for me.
It's for you
When you're on the floor.
when you're on the floor.
Oh,
But, okay, so the fact that you brought that up, so if somebody has a question and you're already, because we just spoke with the girls that are assisting, this form is the same.
okay.
So when you're a co-stylist, it may be that it's awareness of, so under the 6 steps it says, did you hand out business cards? So how are you assisting in those areas?
Okay.
Might not be that you're actually doing it as a co-stylist. So, but this is rating you.
Okay.
But that
So
this
I'm rating myself.
yes, and then your mentor is going to rate you,
Okay.
and then it's a comparison, like how close are these? What do I see? What do they see? How are they similar? How are they different?
Okay.
And it's opening the lines of communication, so it's like okay to say you need work in this area. Here's what you're doing well.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's not about having all 10s. That's not the end result that we're looking for. Yeah.
I wouldn't even put 10s for myself. Leaves no room for improvement. For me, that's how I feel. Whenever it's a 10, it's like, how
Yeah,
do you-
10's really hard to get.
I remember last year it was a 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
When we did it last.
Yeah, that was like an employee evaluation type.
How'd the other segment go?
Good.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Good.
We have a new plan.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a new plan in place.
Great.
So, good. But it's so quiet in here, I can only hear you stirring.
I literally did 40 kilos of vegetable with our hairs. I came back for long photos, came back from like, it's never gonna end on the 4th photo.
What developer are you using?
20.
20. Okay, so like just give a little boop boop. We'll mix you some more. You could just say, Jen.
I need like a
I was gonna
ringing
say,
sound.
I
You know,
can see
you know
in
how I
here.
do the Sam or the Christy, Eliza. You could do
I
that.
can see you in the mirror.
Just give us a little holler. She says, ah. That's what she did while you know.
Like for the attended class and did all assignments.
So I wouldn't put NA for there, so because that doesn't apply right now to you.
Right, so being mindful that we're going to use this through the whole program. So newer associates are using this all the way up to silver stylists. Those are good questions for someone who needs to fill it out that isn't here.
Yeah.
What do they mean by this?
Am I supposed to go to classes? Any word from the schools or kids or?
Kids are in school. I just got ones on the bus.
Oh.
So high schoolers on the bus. I haven't heard from the one who drives his car, who's less communicative.
You have a tracker on him though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't every parent now? Yeah. Kids are ingenious though. They learn how to shut them off.
Oh.
Yeah. I think they all get together and go, this is how you cheat the system. And parents aren't getting together enough to, combat it on the other side. I don't know.
Do you want us to fill both pages out? Just one.
Yeah, you can do both.
I don't know when any of these are without looking at the computer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's
do
okay.
the
So
descriptive parts, not
so-
the numbers right now.
while we're filling this out, they're going to fill it out weekly. And then will it be uploaded?
What's that?
Will it be uploaded somewhere in Slack weekly? What will that look like?
What will it look like? I don't know.
Because the goal of this is for
No, they'll bring them with them to.
but they don't come Mondays.
They don't come. Yeah.
So like I didn't have that question in the last segment.
Yeah, because they could bring them.
They
Right?
could bring them, but they will be.
They could just take a picture of them and put them in Slack, I guess. Yeah.
Like privately or publicly? Like,
I think if it's public, are you going to share less on your paper? If it's public and you're going to share less, I would not. I would prefer to.
Probably not. Yeah.
So let's.
private message it?
Yes. So we'll create like a group message where it's not even you two don't have to share with each other, but more where it's coming this way.
So it would be just with Rob and yourself? Like in a group chat where I can send it to both of you guys?
Yes, because I want you to be as honest on there as possible and as free as possible. I don't want anybody to go on Slack and just pop in there and be like, "Oh, look who's not doing what," where you're
Yeah.
gonna feel that way, because that's not
There's
what people.
we don't need to publicize that. That's-
Yeah. No, this is more for you. So,
Okay.
in a digital format, I would say that it just comes to you and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So it could just be a 3 group message and a DM.
Okay, cool. See, I don't know any of these things 'cause I'm just like day by day.
So what's going
But that's
well for
so
you
that's
in life?
that's where we gotta grow in having a plan in the next step. You know what I mean? Because right now you're coming in the motions. You're in the motions of being behind a chair, but you want to not be stuck in whatever that is. You want to.
And you could think of something specific, like something very, not like something so broad. Think of a client that gave you a challenge, and what was the actual challenge? You know, very, very specific. This client on this day.
Or what you said before, you had a princess come in and you had 8 family members and you did 8 of
That's
them.
a
That's going well. You handled that well.
And then you did 75 of them.
So you want to kind of look at your victories and things that are accomplishments, things that are going, you got to get good at noticing those things too, and what's working in all areas of your life. You want to.
I don't do well on the spot. That's my thing.
Well, the good news is that you can do it on your own, moving forward.
Is it because we're like this?
No, I just don't. I'm the type of person where I have to think about it for a while.
You're reflective.
Yeah. I don't do well being put on the spot. There you go. Being put on the spot.
So I guess while they're doing that, is there anything else that we need to communicate to
Yes.
everybody else who's here
Oh,
or there or in this group?
we did talk about assisting and silver stylist. Do you want to talk about that?
Tell me what that is.
How once they're silver stylists, they're not assisting anymore
Right?
but just making sure that that's,
So that's the graduation.
yeah.
From
As
one
silver
level to the
stylist,
next,
there's
right?
no assisting.
Right.
So Christy would be in a transition period.
Mm-hmm.
She's like bronze level, so she's assisting Anne. Hannah would be more in that place where
Mm-hmm.
she's silver stylist and not. So that's the clarification, I guess. When does assisting stop is what I was trying to.
Yeah, that's
There's always that question.
The
When do
line.
classes stop? When do assisting stop? So assisting is when you're a silver stylist and you're at that level. You're no longer at an assistant level. So
You can be trusted to take services without guidance.
correct.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
and
point.
and the charges are different. And so at silver stylist, sometimes they're pulled back to assist, but really that's not. They need to be pulled forward. So we need to pull from other locations or hire more if we're doing that.
I think that's been a slight issue is you want to see them go, and then it's like, oh shoot, I need that. And then they're constantly pulled back. So they're in that limbo of,
And they question their ability when they're assisting because they go, wait a minute, why am I assisting again?
We also have to make sure that they're building their business while they're bronzes, so that when they make that transition, they're not just 40 hours of, or however many hours of no
Yeah.
guests. So they've got to be
Right.
able to have a base of guests to fill that time. So that's a big part of the building process as a bronze. I mean, that's how we ended up doing the princess thing, because we had all those gaps. We had so much time.
and know that your hours will be different. Because in the past, associates work a lot more, right? Because they're under someone else's hours.
Right.
Your hours are going to change when you get your own chair or your floor day, so it's not going to be 50 hours a week.
Right.
So-
Sometimes we can have you 8 hours a day to do.
So it's funny that you brought that up just for, I don't know if now's the space, but just talking about how schedules are dictated. Because I think it's often like your schedule is dictated by your stylist, but then your schedule is dictated by guest. So every salon is different, and evenings and Saturdays are like a guarantee for silver stylists have to work them, because that's when there's demand and we can build your book easier. So just something to be mindful of, that is going to be a requirement as you move. If you have the luxury of working with a stylist who doesn't do evenings or doesn't do Saturdays, when you're the stylist, that is a requirement.
Yeah, especially if you want to build a year-round client base. You can't just rely on season months and getting the 9 to 5 people. It's not how it's ever going to work. You got to be willing to be available when working people can come. The people are here all summer, so that is a necessity.
I think this transition from associate to stylist is the hardest. I think it's hard to become an associate. It's hard to do the program, but that transition period is the most questioning in your career, and it needs the most support. So I
Yeah.
think that's what we're trying to put into place, is more support in that little scary moment where money looks different because
You make less money.
you make less money.
Well, that was one of the pitfalls we had before too, was we were giving some of them so many hours beyond what they should have been that they were missing more of the program itself and getting more hours. And that hurt their progress in the plan. I think the longer they're in the plan too, the longer they're in the program too, the harder the transition is, because they've gotten used to that.
That's what's comfortable. That's my schedule, and
comfortable.
that's what I do,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
so to transition is harder.
yeah. So most of this isn't even for the silvers, because you've already done that. You're doing that. You're in that process. So
No, I just
bronze, look out.
Yeah, that's more bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Just made me think out loud.
Yeah, no, you're right about it. Did you get pretty far through that?
Yeah.
Okay. What questions do you have? Comments, takeaways? Can you teach? Can you train somebody else on this now? Do you have enough that you could teach somebody else? That you could be them.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would your takeaway be from this?
Just finding things to. Oh. Oh no. You go first. I was so and now I'm like, oh no.
I would say it makes you like dig a lot deeper and like look farther and deep into yourself. Because you're like, oh, I actually have to think about those things now. Whereas before you're like, yeah, I do them. But now you're like,
It's
actually.
like a deeper level.
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay. I think this more is just like figuring out like the next step, and just like, I don't know. This would be good like for myself and for the stylist I'm working for, just so like they see what I need to grow on, and I see myself like what I need to grow on too, and like we come into like an agreement. So I think that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher's name. Take it away.
I like what you said, because I think a lot of times when you're in that transitional period of going on the floor, the security blanket's ripped up from under you, right? All of a sudden, you had the security of, I'm working under somebody, so I'm guaranteed this, 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 and this. And now I have to not only build, but I have to retain, because we have the luxury of a reputation where we can funnel clients. We do get calls daily of people wanting to get appointments, but it's your job to retain them, right? They can come to you, but you got to retain. And I think, Chrissy, you had a good point of sometimes we wear rose-colored glasses and we can't see what we typically need work on because we think, oh, no, I'm good. No one's ever told me. Oh, yeah, I could do a full head. It only takes me 12 hours. You got to come back the next day. Like, whatever. But I did it, and this is a way of communication of like, actually, let's talk about that because I want you to get better. Or, hey, at Bayfront, if they're letting blow dries, not only do I want them to do a good blow dry, but I'm putting a timer in front of them. Because in reality, right, you don't have 90 minutes to do a blow dry.
Yeah.
You don't. So this is a great way of progress so you can, not only maintain of what you've already known, but grow and learn more now that you're on your own and now the security blanket's out, right? So now it's like, yes, I can always go and ask questions. Yes, there's not one person that's going to deny me help, but sometimes not everybody's available, right? So I gotta think of some really good problem solving skills, so I can really focus on building my career and, not just funnel through the motions, right? It's like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta be here till 8 p.m. I gotta be here on Saturday. I gotta be here. I have some clients, they'll text me, can I come at 7 a.m.? I'm like, oh, sure. In my head, I'm like, absolutely not. But guess who's here at 7 a.m.? You know what I mean? So it's like you have to go through those motions to build and to retain, build the trust, right? It's not about the skill, because the skill will come over time. But if you're able to retain and build a relationship with that client, it's so good. And this will just help you really like dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure things are moving in the right direction. You're not slipping backwards, and I think that's really important. We don't want anybody to slip backwards. We want everybody to full speed forward. And 5 years, 10 years from now, you're a senior stylist. You have your own associate. You're able to really guide the next person, and you can say, oh, when I was in your position, I know exactly what you're going through, because I went through that. And now we're like, okay, we're good. And obviously we don't know what 10 years looks like, but we're good. And we'll be good. So, but I think you guys have really good head on your shoulders where like, like what you have to do. And Lisa gave me really good advice about, because I was apprehensive too, that transitional period of going on the floor. And I was nervous. I was like, what do you mean? Like the security, like, what do you mean? I'm not ready. And Lisa told me there's going to be a light bulb that goes off in your head when you just don't want to shampoo anymore. And I remember distinctly one day it went off and I was like, yep, I don't want to do this. So I got to figure shit out. I don't want to do this. And that's, I think you guys are at that point. We're like, nope, I don't want to do it. I want to build my own reputation. So here we are.
That's okay.
Thanks, David. Jen, you want to wrap it up?
So I think the biggest thing is that I want to see you successful, and I think because you're on your own, right? This is the step of going on your own. I want to, as a company, make sure that we're wrapping our arms around you and helping you get there. Also helping with the hardest part of the business, which is not hair. The easy part of the business is doing hair. And the hardest part of the business is building a book, building a business. And you can't get that until it's on your shoulders. And so all the lessons are there, but then the practice, you need feedback on that practice. And I think that's what this is going to open up, is how to build relationships. And talk to your mentors about what you're talking to your guests about. What can you be talking to your guests about that builds a relationship? You know, David today was talking earlier about the little things, like remembering that their granddaughter got married, or that they're in a sorority. Like, all different walks of life are sitting in your chair. So it's really remembering who they are when they come back, and building some rapport, remembering something or a way to create those relationships. And this business is about likability and popularity. And those that are more likable are busier. They may not be amazing at hair. They're technically sound. You both are technically sound. That's the level you're at. That's why you're transitioning. So as you do that transition, what kind of customer service are you giving is going to be what takes you to that next level. What relationships are you building so that they want to come back and see you? They came here maybe for Robert of Philadelphia. How do they stay for you? And that's really what will make you a standout in this, at this level. Does that make sense? So, and being confident, you know what you can do, you know your level of service that you can give. And so thinking about the other things during the service. That's all I got.
Well said. Thank you. Awesome. All right, everybody out there and everybody in here, thanks. It's up to you two to spread the word on this, okay? You're the certified ones, and now you're certified, but you can get recertified by these two. Thanks. That's it.
Not on camera. These.
Yeah, because this is good for everybody to know anyway, and this is one more addendum to that, is that we're not doing Mondays now.
We're not?
No, we won't be doing Mondays indefinitely for a period of time until, if there's ones in the book already, they will stay, and ones that aren't, we may expand that, but at the moment we're not.
Okay.
They weren't conducive. Like, we were doing classes, so it's just not.
I don't have the full support for it fully to have it be a full business day. The way we're doing it, it's kind of half. We don't always have somebody up front. We don't have it staffed correctly. We're kind of half here. Some people dress weirdly on Mondays that are here for the class. It's just like, it's not the right environment to have a salon
It's
day.
not allowing you to build a book. And with customer service, it's not great guest service. It's not the same.
The only clients that I really have that come on a Monday are the hero haircuts or my one that comes in the evening.
So, right. So they can be filtered to other places. Your Monday clients, you have other openings, and now you'll have an opening. We created that space for you. So, yeah. Just so that it's harder to retain a guest when you bring them up front and they don't get the clothes from the front desk the way they should. It's harder if they don't get the greet the way they should. And then there's no one, potentially, if Sarah's up front booked, busy, there's no one back here to assist you in the time you need assistance, where there is every other day. We have other assistants that could support you, or stylists. So setting you up for more success with more support. So promenade.
And that could change down the road. Could be a day we open up at some point. When we build enough and we need that space. Could be everywhere, because we pay rent for 7 days a week. So I hate not having business on those days. That hurts. But at the same time, we have to book it efficiently, and you gotta have the support staff and do it the right way too. So for the moment, this is the way it is. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
That is it.
That is it.
I just didn't.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something you wanted to say. Oh wait, I remember that.
Oh wait, but there's.
But wait, there's
That's
more.
right. There's.